What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster in the one, the only Time City back. And what we're going to be doing today is going to be working on more of the parking lots and a little bit of the entrance area. So this is going to be a really good episode because we have a lot of cool stuff to do. So we start off here just by a little bit of foliage and different bushes and trees and stuff like that to kind of get us started, because that is a lot of spots. There's a lot of spots that need to be filled with trees and foliage and different shrubbery and different stuff like that. So that is a good addition that we needed to get started. Also, in this episode, we're going to get started on our next parking lot, or next lot that I've been mentioning beforehand, and because it just needed one more parking lot that would actually work really well. And so that will be in this episode coming up in just a few moments. That's going to be the main part of this episode, is getting that lot actually together. And then later in the episode, we actually work a little bit on the entrance area. We're going to be working on where those fences are, just inside the entrance, you know, where those fences are, where it kind of looks ugly. Yeah, we're going to get rid of those fences and actually make like a shopping area. So they're all, I'm going to create some new shops in that area, because I didn't really care for how that was looking. So, and you'll also see some line work and everything like that just around the area as well. I think we also, I don't know if I have it already done, if we did it in the last episode or not, if we did the actual parking, or the intersection down here. I don't remember. I don't think we did. I think this is actually, yeah, this is going to be where we actually start on an intersection right here with a traffic light and everything. It actually turns out pretty awesome, and don't really have much experience in this, so hopefully it turned out okay and makes a little bit of sense, because I just wanted to make a road that actually kind of makes sense. And it doesn't help that this is actually like built on a hill and everything, so that makes it a little bit more challenging in the long run. And I'm kind of like, oh man, this is kind of hard to do. So because I had to make some arrows and different stuff like that. So there's 2 lanes here. You're going to be able to turn right or turn left onto this. If you want to go to the back lot over here, you're going to be wanting to turn right. If you want to just go to the main big lot, you're going to want to turn left. So lots of different things. And then this other one to my left, that road is actually going to be a left-hand turn only. Well, actually, they're going to be able to go straight or turn left, because it's just a turnaround section if you want to re-enter the parking lots. If you're going out the exit, it's mainly for the trams and buses that need to get back around. So that's mainly what that's for. And then I add some traffic lights from the Theme Maker's toolkits, and I don't know if these are great or not, or if they resemble an actual traffic light that well. I actually went in and got a little bit of reference photos. It doesn't look terrible. I mean, it's kind of decent. It works for what we're doing. You would probably look a little different since it's actually a park one anyways. So there's kind of that. So I wanted to have some nice little traffic lights that would work very well. Replace this, of course, with the actual piece as well, and then get some more lines going. We're slowly but surely getting all the lines done in the parking lot. So I'm just kind of, as every episode goes, I actually do a little bit more each time. So now you can see we're going to be working a little bit with some terrain to prep the terrain for another parking lot. So this is going to be an interesting one, because I wanted to give it a little bit some extra shaping here. This is going to be the backflow queue, or the backflow queue, the backflow parking lots. So this is the parking lot they would use if they completely fill up all the lots at the same time. So this is the back lot as of right now. And I was actually thinking about putting in some some bus parking spaces, which I actually totally forgot, and that's what I was gonna put in up here, but I completely forgot. So I don't know if I'm gonna make another lot for that or just keep it out completely. So we'll have to see on that. But as of right now, we're going to just use that. And then there's a lot of prep for the terrain and everything. Had to smooth it out because I didn't want it just on a cliff. I wanted it to all just kind of be smooth together, and then creating another park or another lot and everything creates a lot more to do, because now we have to create a road that's going to lead up there and then different stuff like that. But this doesn't completely have no purpose, because we'll also have this road leading back to the maintenance area and everything that we built not too long ago as well. So terrain is really hard to work with. It can be really good if you do it right, because I had to do a road that went down here and it's actually up on a hill, so this lot is a little bit more elevated than the rest of them. So again, using a little bit of terrain, which is actually pretty good. I like using terrain. It makes everything a little bit more interesting in the end. So yeah, so we got this going for us, and I figured it'd be nice to have that road, and we're gonna have to, of course, get all the lines and different stuff on that road as well. This is gonna be the other road going in over here that's gonna lead back to the maintenance area, and yeah, it's gonna lead back to this maintenance area for those that work there, and that way they can have a way to get to that area and park and everything like that. So that's where that's gonna lead to. And we're going to just decorate this up as best as we can. I'm not going to put another tram drop off over here because it's just kind of close to the other one right there. So we're going to leave that out. I might leave a I might make like some sort of sidewalk connecting down to there. So anyways, actually in the next episode, I don't know if it's bothering you guys for the entire series, but if you may have noticed that we have a lot of the dry grass as our main texture for the world here, or the biome. And I actually it's not going to be till next episode, but I actually end up changing that to a more natural green, and it looks so much better, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. If you're at the live stream, you saw me change it. But anyways, a lot of good stuff going on there, and I cannot wait to share that because it's gonna look, it just looks 10 times better visually, and it blends a lot better with the world. Excuse me, sorry about the yawn there. But anyways, so making a slanted kind of parking lots, I had to make some adjustments to some of these parking spaces, and I just wanted to add a little bit more to this lot, because it's a basic lot, and it actually turned out pretty well, and it didn't seem like it took too long to make. Just a little bit of hiccups here and there, but for the most part it was pretty easy to create a new lot. I find myself actually getting pretty decent, or a lot better at creating parking lots now. They're not as hard as they used to be. Like I'm getting a little bit better as time goes along, and every single park I make, the better the parking lot gets, obviously. So you can remember from the last park, Arrow Valley, the parking lot was just, it was the big open parking lot, which was better than Westwoods, which Westwoods is horrendous, and I might actually redo Westwoods eventually to kind of make it look a little bit better. But that'll be a lot later down the line when I do something like that. I gotta finish up this park first. So anyways, more terra blending, as I like to call it. So just kind of blending these into hills, and they're going to be filled with trees to kind of help blend it a little bit better as well. As you can see, I wanted to get a lot of the green in, and I replaced just the right ones in the when we do replace the colors in the biome. I did replace just the right one, so that actually works. Sorry for the yawning. It's early in the morning, so trying to get, I guess it's not early in the morning, I just slept in, so that's kind of funny. But anyways, I think the parking lot overall, when you're zoomed out, actually is looking really, really nice, and pretty happy with the way it has turned out. So It's looking better and better each and every episode, so we have a lot to still do, and you're going to see in the next few episodes that we're probably going to do a lot of the tedious work left, is what we mainly have left, so just not something to kind of not look forward to, but at the same time it has to be done because we're trying to finish up everything in the parking lot for sure anyways. So and this backstage area has to be completed as well, and we're about to drop right into the new shops that I'm going to be placing in by this fence over here. We only do the right side here in this episode. We'll be continuing it on in the next episode on the left side, but it gives you nice comparison points, and this is me just kind of explaining the entire time, like, I need to get you out of these fences. They're just boring, and I need to add something to them, you know? But, just needed to get and connect this with the parking lots. I'm going to add some more parking lots and possibly another building or two behind here as some like storage buildings and different stuff like that. So but anyways, it was long overdue and needed that we needed a nice little shopping area right here. So I wanted to add some new shops into this area, and I thought it would be perfect, especially if we do some cool like definitely make some good shaping with our shops and just blend it in there quite nicely. So for these shops, we're mainly going to have a lot of different like main street shops like you would see. There's going to be a Sugary Emporium is the first one that we work on here, which actually turns out really, really good. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I wanted to use many textures and differences between the shops to make the shops look a lot different from each other, and that's my the main thing that I wanted to do with this. So yeah, so this Sugary Emporium actually turned out really cool. I'm not doing any interiors really right now. I might do interiors later on if I ever have time, or like after, or I'll just update the park with interiors eventually. But for the initial release of this park, I'm not going to do any interiors. That would take way too long. I would probably take like an episode per interior or something like that, but I think I'll gradually finish those later on. So, but anyways, I really like how this building actually turned out in the long run. It actually is pretty nice. So I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments of what you guys think about this building. Do you think these look a lot better than the fences that I had before? And I think so completely, because it just connects to the backstage area a little bit better, and then it just creates a better view for when you first enter the park. You're just going to have these nice buildings just kind of still within the theming as well. You know, I try to keep that little bit of Victorian, maybe steampunkish kind of feel as best as I can, even if it's not perfect. So but anyways, yeah, these entrance areas the entrance area is gonna look a lot better with these pieces in here for the most part. So as a Sugary Emporium, it's probably one of my favorites. My favorite building that I made probably here for the most part. So we got that. So I think I added Missy Good, and then also what was the last one I added? I can't remember. Oh, the kind of the sub sandwich one, or is it the bread one? Whatever it is, it's like the one from the World's Fair pack. A lot of these shops I use are actually from the World's Fair pack. So just to get some variety into our entrance area. So all this work that we worked on that fence in the back of this building, boom, gone, because we're going to make a new piece. So I actually decided to make this building connected to the building behind it. I feel like it made sense, and we're going to detail this building later, so don't worry about how this one looks. This one's going to be more detailed later on. So I didn't detail this one right here too much at the moment. Again, because we're going to be doing some more details on it a lot later on. I just kind of get the basic shape. I think it's the next episode when we actually detail this building a little bit more. I just kind of, for right now, just kind of put it together for now. This one actually isn't going to house a shop. It's just going to be mostly for looks and be a facade pretty much. So that's basically what this one's going to be about. So But yeah, it's looking pretty good, and I'm pretty happy again with how this shopping area is looking. Again, I already filmed the first part of the next episode, so I already know what the other side looks like as well. So you guys will be seeing that hopefully pretty soon, as we will be pumping out more and more Time City episodes as time goes along. So this is the frozen yogurt stand. Actually, I forgot that this is what actually goes into here. So I thought it was its own little facade, but now I remember we have a little frozen yogurt stand. However you say it, I can't pronounce most of these shops, but whatever, it works because, you know, we need some frozen yogurts into the park, so yeah, guests should be pretty happy with some of the shops that we're going to have in here. I'm pretty happy, and hopefully these do pretty well, and guests will actually go to them quite often. So one thing I'm trying to work on is definitely the crowd flow of where the guests go in the park, and I want them to pretty much spread out pretty evenly. That's my main goal, is I want them to spread out everywhere possible and make them good. So again, like I said, I'm not going to do much interior. I'm going to put a couple benches and some trash cans, and we'll decorate later on, hopefully. And so I didn't do nothing in the interior, but I at least did something. So this is actually the part that's for show, is this little spot right here. It's just that main building. Or no, wait, no, I think I do actually add something in there. I can't. Oh yeah. Wait, yes I do. This is the bread stall, or whatever you call it, or the sub sandwich. I don't know exactly. I think it's sub sandwiches. I mean, it's got bread and the sign, so I'm not entirely sure. So anyways, it turns out pretty cool, and it kind of differs from the other buildings, and I like how it looks. So it's actually one of my favorite spots that I put in. So was this kind of guy, or this building. So looks pretty good, and I didn't have to detail these buildings super much or too much to make them look really well or look really good. So just keep that in mind if you're building like some basic buildings. If you put some basic pieces together, it actually can detail a building very well, and you don't have to do too much actually. So sometimes it can take some time to figure out exactly what to do with it, but yeah, so I was going to put these up here to kind of support the front part, but it didn't line up with the entrance very well, so I decided not to. And then I really wanted, at the top parts, I definitely wanted to put some more details, like some air ducts and different stuff like that for a lot of these places. Just to give that extra realism for when you're hovering over a building, you know. And I've been learning a lot on how these top of these buildings would look a little bit, and just adding some detail and some character to those. I'm going to be hopefully adding it to the rest of them as well. So this is going to be the Missy Goods donut shop, which I haven't used that shop very much actually, and I'm actually happy to use it here. So I ended up changing the color of this because at this point I didn't know what shop I was going to put in, so I just made it like this ugly green for whatever reason, and I wanted to add something unique on the roofing, so I decided to use the haunted house roofing, or the spooky, whatever it's called, you know, because this actually works pretty well for like Main Street pieces and stuff. And it was kind of interesting trying to figure out how this was gonna go down, or figure this out. It's all a facade, so I don't do the entire roof with this, just the front part. That kind of makes sense. So anyways, we get that in place, and then we kind of fill up the rest of the roof as well. And then we try to figure out what we're going to be building in there. So I again go with Missy Good Donut Shop, which is actually a really fun shop, and this actually turned out really cool looking as well. And I was like, well, we'll see how the green goes and see if it turns out okay. And then I decided to replace some of these with some of these shop front pieces, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna change it pink because that would make it look the best overall. So get some windows in, and then I was like, wait a minute, I gotta put the shop in there after eventually. So, and because I almost forgot to put the shop in there. Actually, this is actually an interesting shape on the inside here, so I had to be a little bit creative and actually make some adjustments to it, and I might decorate this wall differently later on, but I wanted to make like a little room there, or a little door there, and we'll get that all connected, and then just add some more benches and stuff in the inside here, so people can look out the window and watch people enjoying their donuts. So anyways, I wanted to create another spot right here where I can put some benches and just almost like a chill spot right there. Anyways, if that's what you want to call it. But anyways, that's it for this episode. Make sure you guys have a great day. Anyway, cooler tomorrow. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks and goodbye.